Okay, we're going to solve systems with 3 variables. So first thing I want to do is look at a 2-variable system right here. Okay, I just made something up. When we solve this, if I was solving this system, I'm going to get a solution for x, and I'm going to get a solution for y. Okay, so that's an ordered pair. Okay, I'm going to get one solution. Now, we're going to do 3 variables, which means instead of an ordered pair, I have an ordered triple. Okay, so I'm going to add to this x, y, and z. And we want to make sure that that goes in that order, x, y, z. Okay, so if you have a solution, it has to work in all 3 equations. Just like if I had a solution over here and I said, okay, the solution is 2, -3. I have to check this x and this y in both of these equations. So I have to plug in the x here, plug in the y here, see if it works. Then I have to check the other equation. Plug in the x, plug in the y, see if it works. Same thing here. Okay, so this says determine whether the ordered triple is a solution. So is this a solution or not? And we need to show our work. Okay, so remember this is x, y, and z. So I'm going to plug in the information. First equation. So I'm going to label this A, B, C because there's a lot of equations here. Okay, so I'm going to do A. So 5 times 2 minus 2 times -1 plus 3 equals 15. Okay, on the left-hand side, I'm going to put that in my calculator. 5 times 2 minus 2 times -1 plus 3, 15. So 15 equals 15. That worked. Okay, let's check the second equation. Negative x, so I put -2, plus 4 times -1 minus 2 times 3 equals -12. Again, I'm going to plug that in my calculator. Oops. -2 plus 4 times -1 minus 2 times 3 equals -12. So you might say, oh look, it works in the first 2 equations. It doesn't matter, we have to check all 3. So the third equation, 3 times x, which is 2, plus 5 times -1 minus 3 equals 2. Again, I'll plug in this left side. 3 times 2 plus 5 times -1 minus 3 equals -2. Ooh. Did you see I got -2? Let's double check ourselves. 3 times 2 plus 5 times -1 minus 3. 3 times 2 plus 5 times -1. So I got -2 equals 2. It doesn't work. So let's say 2, -1, 3 is not a solution. Okay, number 2. I'm going to label this A, B, and C because we have so many equations. So A, I'm going to plug in -2 plus 2 times 5 minus -1 equals 9. So I'm going to put that in my calculator. -2 plus 2 times 5 minus 1 times -1 equals 9. 9 equals 9, check. Okay, second equation, B. In for x, I put -2 minus y plus 3 times -1 equals -10. So -2 minus 5 plus 3 times -1 equals -10. -10 equals -10. Now we learned from the first one, we have to check it in all 3 equations. So C, 2 times -2 plus 6 times 5 minus -1, we want to see if that equals 27. And I got 27. So -2, 5, -1 is a solution. All right, next example. So now we're going to solve using substitution. Okay, now these are 3-variable systems, which means, remember, my answer should be x, y, z, like that, an ordered triple. Okay, this one, if you look at this, they already give you x equals 2. Okay, if I know x equals 2, I can put this into this equation and solve for y. So I'm going to label this ABC. So in the B equation, I'm going to put 2 in for x plus y equals negative 8. I'm going to subtract the 2 over. So y equals negative 10. Okay, now let's look at what we have. Well, I have x, I have y, so I'm going to put x and y in here, and I'm going to solve for z. So 5 times 2 minus 2 times negative 10 plus 3z equals 27. So this becomes 10 plus 20, which is 30. Okay, I'm solving for z, so subtract 30. 3z equals negative 3. Divide by 3. Z equals negative 1. Okay, now we write our answer x, y, z. So x is 2, y is negative 10, z is negative 1. Now let's check our answer. So this one, x equals 2, I can't do much with that. Let's plug this one in. 2 plus negative 10 is negative 8, so that worked. And let's check the last one. 5 times 2, minus 2 times negative 10 plus 3 times negative 1 equals 27. So that ensures that my answer is correct. Okay, number 4. Look at what you have. They gave us the y equals 8. Let me do that in purple. Y equals 8. If I know y, it doesn't help me to go into this equation because I don't know x or z. Okay, but I could go right here and I could find the z. So negative 2 times 8 plus 4z equals 16. So negative 16 plus 4z equals 16. I want to add 16 over. So 4z equals 32. Divide by 4. Z equals 8. Then I need to find y. Oh, no, sorry. We need to find x. So I'm going to go back to the very first one here. 3x plus 2 times 8 minus 8 equals 23. This becomes 3x plus 16 minus 8. So 3x plus 8 equals 23. Subtract 8. So 3x equals, what is that, 15? Divide by 3. X equals 5. Okay, so my answer is at 5, 8, 8. Okay, so there's my answer. Let's check that. Okay, so in the first equation, I have 3 times 5 plus 2 times 8 minus 8 equals 23. So it worked in the first one. The second one, y equals 8, and let's check the third one. Negative 2 times 8 plus 4 times 8 is 16. Perfect. Okay, solve using elimination. All right, so here's where it gets tricky, and we want to make sure we go nice and slow here. Okay, I'm going to label my equations A, B, and C. Okay, look at your equations. This one has 2 variables, y and z. This one has 3. X, Y, Z, and this one has 3, X, Y, Z. The goal here is to get 2 equations. Let me do this. The goal, I want 2 equations with 2 variables that are the same. 2 equations with 2 variables that are the same. Now here's your clue. If this one has y and z, let's pick these 2 equations. So I'm going to write b, x minus y plus 4z equals 10, and c, 2x plus 2y minus z equals 12. Now, if this one has y and z, I want to keep the y and z. So I want to eliminate x. I want to eliminate x. Okay, so let's look at how we would do that. This is a 1x and a 2x. So I'm going to multiply this whole equation by a negative 2. Okay, I'm going to rewrite that over here. So negative 2x plus 2y minus 8z equals negative 20. And I leave the second equation. 2x plus 2y minus z equals 12. Okay, so let's eliminate. This goes away. I get 4y minus 9z equals negative 8. Okay, I'm going to take this equation right here and this equation right here, and now I have y's and z's, and that was my goal. Okay, so I have 3y minus 6z equals negative 6. And my second equation, 4y minus 9z equals negative 8. Okay, I want to get, this is like your regular elimination. I want to get rid of either the y or the z. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to get rid of, I'll do the y. So what's common between 3 and 4 is 12. So I'm going to multiply this one by a 4, and I'm going to multiply this one by a negative 3. And I'll go over here to the right. So this becomes 12y minus 24z equals negative 24. And this one becomes negative 12y plus 27z equals 24. So the 12y's cancel. I get 3z equals 0. Divide by 3, z equals 0. Okay, now if z equals 0, I can go back to one of these equations and find y. I'm going to go back to this first equation. 3y minus 6 times 0 equals negative 6. So 3y equals negative 6 because this is gone. Divide by 3, y equals negative 2. Okay, now I have z and y, but remember I need to find x. So go back to one of your beginning equations. Here I have x minus y plus 4z equals 10. So I want to solve for x. So I'm going to rewrite, I'll write equation b out. And let's plug in what we know. So I'm trying to find x. So I have x minus y is negative 2, z is 0, equals 10. So this becomes x plus 2. That goes away because 4 times 0 is 0, equals 10. Subtract 2. X equals 8. So my answer is 8, comma, negative 2, comma, 0. And let's double check our answers. Okay, so we'll go back to the beginning. This is where you want to check all your answers at the final end. So I have 3 times y, which is negative 2, minus 6 times 0 equals negative 6. So that works. Then I have 8 minus negative 2 plus 4 times 0 equals 10. Perfect. And the last one, 2 times 8 plus 2 times negative 2 minus 0 equals 12. So all of my answers worked, and I am done with that problem. Okay, so number 6. So we're going to do the same thing. Look at your equation. You have one that has 2 variables. Okay, the other have all 3. So when we look at this, let's look what we did over here. We eliminated x because this one already had y and z. So let's see what we're going to do here. We have x and y, so we're going to eliminate z. Okay, so I'm going to label these A, B, and C. So I'm going to take B and C. And I want to eliminate z. So look over here, I have 2z and negative 4z. So I'm going to multiply this one by 2. So this one becomes negative 2x plus 6y plus 4z equals negative 8. And this one stays the same. So we're going to add going down. Negative 3x plus 7y, that crosses out, equals 2. Okay, so here's my equation with x and y, and here's my equation with x and y. So I'm going to rewrite those. X plus 2y equals negative 1. And negative 3x plus 7y equals 2. So now we have our regular elimination problem. So I'm going to eliminate, I'll eliminate x. So I'm going to multiply this by a 3. So 3x plus 6y equals negative 3. Negative 3x plus 7y equals 2. So the x's cross out. I get 13y equals negative 1. Y equals negative 1 over 13. Okay, so now that I have y, I'm going to plug that back into one of these two right here. So I'll go to this first one. X plus 2 times 1 over 13 equals negative 1. And I want to solve for x, so I'm going to subtract 2 over 13. And I'm going to just put that in my calculator. Negative 1 minus 2 over 13. And I get x equals negative 15 over 13. Okay, now I'll go back to one of the very first ones. I want to find the z. So I'm going to go to the second one, the b equation, and plug in what I know. So I have negative x plus 3y plus 2z equals negative 4. Okay, now because I have these ugly fractions, I'm going to put this part in my calculator. So I got this whole thing right here equals 12 over 13. So I'm going to subtract 12 over 13 over. So negative 4 minus 12 over 13. I got 2z equals negative 64 over 13, and I want to divide that whole thing by 2. So I got negative 32 over 13. These are some ugly answers, so we're going to check this. Okay, so I got negative 15 over 13, comma, negative 1 over 13, negative 32 over 13. Okay, so there's what I have. Now let's check that, because this is ugly. Okay, so the first equation, I'm going to put in, let me use the yellow one. Okay, so I have x, so I'm going to put in negative 15 over 13 plus 2 times the y equals, okay, so see right there that tells me, there's a mistake somewhere. So I'm going to pause the video and find my mistake. Okay, I found my mistake. I had negative 1 over 13 here, and when I plugged it into this equation, I forgot the negative. Okay, so I forgot the negative there, which of course then changed this and changed this answer. So this became negative 11 over 13. So I replugged everything back in. I got negative 30 over 13. I plugged all three of these into A, B, and C equation, and it works. So this is the correct answer. Sorry about that.